Hi and welcome to another Blender tutorial. In this one we're going to be making a sword as the title suggests. So if you've come here to find out how to make a Jigglypuff, wrong video. Okay, so first things first, we need to apply our modifier. We're going to be making a blade, then we'll make the handle. Blade's really simple. Just going to make sort of like a ninja sword or a katana type thing because it's easiest and most people want to make that kind of sword because it's just so awesome. Mirror modifier, I think. Oh yeah, that's y-axis. X-axis, that's a sideways. Select what, choose what side you want to work on. It does matter because that's forward. So say I press G, so that's move, Y, and then 20. No, 1, 2, 23. See, moves 23 blocks forwards. G minus 23 on the Y. See? Okay. Just pop screencast keys on, so you can see what I'm doing. So that's why it matters that you work from this side. So I like working on the right side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the face on the left side. Why? Why you delete that face? Because this is part of model as well. And put clipping on. Clipping on, remember, put it on. Because bowling. Once I'm done being childish. And move that down, I think. Now swords on, the blade doesn't start right at the hilt, it never does. Look at any sword you want, it will not start right at the hilt. Why? Because that would be impossible to sharpen, and I've been looking around on the internet and I'm seeing a lot of swords that do seem to start, or the blade starts at the hilt. But surprise surprise, they're all modelled. They're not real. Real sword blades never start at the hilt. So I'm going to extrude this. I'm going to move this vertex in, and this is going to be our blade. Just keep that there. Now work on this bottom bit first. Selected those two, I could have just selected that edge, and I'm going to move it back a little. And yeah, it's a bit fat, but don't worry, you can scale it. Now we're just trying to get the I just want to get the overall shape right. Okay, so I'm going to move that in. It is bugging me a bit how thick it is. Is that okay? No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm going to move that down. And is that okay? It's about right. Oops, I moved that down and I didn't want to. There's an easy way of fixing this. Alt, select that, or get edit mode. Alt, select that. And that just selects an edge loop. So I'm gonna go into scale, Z. So this axis, 0, there, now it's flat. What have I just done? What have I just done? Well, let me demonstrate. Say I fuck that up. Alt, select that, scale it on the Z. I'm just making this. See, it sort of exaggerates any differences. So if it's 0, gets rid of any differences, and then you can move up and down as you wish. Handy little tip. Okay. Another thing, now all the Blender nerds watching this are gonna be screaming at me for doing this. Control T. Nope, don't want it to go that way. Delete face. Get out of E mode. F. No, you used a triangle. That's blasphemy. You're such a noob. It's not going to deform right. Yeah, I know. But guess what, dickhead? It's not going to deform anyway. It's a fucking sword. It's hard edge modelling. You don't have to worry about how it's going to cling to the armature, because it's not going to cling to an armature. It's not going to have an armature. It's not going to move. It's not going to bend. If this was a face, if it was a living sword that talked to you, then yeah, I'd have to make sure it's made out of quads, but it's not. Plus, also, this might be used in a game engine. I don't know what you guys are going to do with it. And if it is used in a game engine, then it's going to be converted into triangles anyway. In fact, if you do making something for a game, it's going to be used in any kind of game engine, unless it's for a cutscene animation, which you'd export as an AVI anyway. You don't ever use quads. Use it as processing power, because the game engine doesn't know what to do with them. Because everything in Blender is, well, in any 3D modelling package, so that'd be a SketchUp, Maya, whatever, no matter how clever it might look to you, in the end, all polygons are made from triangles. It's just that a quad is two triangles that are undefined, and it will just select how to make the triangles based on the angle of the vertices, so it gives it a bit of freedom. But it's my little rant over. What I've done is I haven't extruded this. You don't do this. I've seen people do this. You don't do that. The only time you do that is if you were going to curve it. So rotate that a bit. Rotate that a bit. So this is a very bad example. You do that a lot more so you get more resolution. But if someone was to curve it, they would do that. But I'm not going to. I'm making a straight sword. So you only remember polycount, people. Polycount. If it's straight and uniform, you only need one polygon for it. In this case, 4 or 3 even. Well, 6 because it's mirrored. Whatever. What am I doing now? I'm going to finish it off. I'm going to top it off. Extrude. Rotate. Move that down. Move that across. Try and get this back edge straight. Extrude, rotate. That'll be completely flat. And damn, we have one kick-ass sword. 5Z dash, not dash, delete. It said period. Oh, I'm so childish. I'm gonna move this in. And I'm going to be moving this in as well. Move this down a bit. And move it in. Looks quite nice. I'm happy with that. Came out great first time. If you're not happy with it, Z, B, Bowser and Vertex Run works in any mode. On Blender anyway. And then just sort of move up and down however you want it. We are a really massive sword because I'm overcompensating for something. Don't ask me what it is. Looks like a space rocket, doesn't it? Sword direction. No, I've got to keep my normal. If it was a two-handed sword, it would be a bit longer. Just going to make a box standard sword. Make it two-handed, make it single-handed, whatever. Okay, hilt time. This will be centered. Okay, what don't I like about this sword? Don't like this bit here. See, that's not supposed to happen. So what am I going to do? I'm going to tab out of this, I'm gonna add another modifier. Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna smooth it. I'm gonna tab back in, and I'm gonna give it a edge split modifier. You might have seen this, you might not have seen it. See what it's done there? Any edge that's below 30 degrees, or above 30, no, is it above? I don't know, whatever. Any edge that's below 30 degrees will get shaded as one piece. You can slide this down, split angle. Oh, yeah, any edge below get shaded as one piece. So as you can see, uncheck sharp edges. Yeah, there we go. Okay, these are, let's find out. That there was 4 degrees. One above it will be 6. Oh, it's not 8. Oh, there we go. It's 8 degrees. And that's how it determines what to split. And this edge here, so one along here is, that was 15, and the one above it is, oh, it's a bit sharper at this one. What's not going up? Oh, it was about 20. Okay, I'm going to put this back to 30. But we've just lost that nice edge that we had there. Oh, bollocks. Well, we put sharp edges on. Now, it'll look fine to you right now. It'll look great, but I'm telling you, it's not fine. I'll tell you why it's not fine. It's not fine because any edge, if I Control A, Control E, clear, no, not C, Control E, clear sharp. We haven't put any sharp edges in, so why is it marking the sharp edges? I'll tell you why, because I don't know if it's a bug in Blender or something, but any new edge that you put in gets marked as sharp. Now it doesn't show up until you designate a sharp edge yourself. You designate a sharp edge. We want this to be a sharp edge, so you mark sharp. It will have that sort of red seam on it. That's good, that's what we wanted. But what if you do this? Extrude, and then extrude, and then move it that way. Extrude, move it T along for Y. Now, as you can see, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're forced to do this. Notice that all these edges are being marked sharp, even though I want them to be smooth. So what I could do is I can select all of these, Control E, clear sharp. Yeah, that's great, that's great. Go back to modelling. So do whatever it is you do. Yeah, that's fine. Oh bollocks. New edge is marked sharp again. Now you might not even notice this, but it means that every time you do that you're going to have to Control E, clear sharp. Now this is why I give you this advice: leave the sharp edges off till you finish modelling. So when you finish modelling, you do this. Edge mode, A, Control E, clear sharp, select what you want, Control E, oops, press Control S, Control E, mark sharp, there. And that's how to use the Decimate Modifier. Now I've finished this blade, I've finished it, there's nothing else I'm going to add to it. I'm going to do materials, but that's going to be in a later thing. And the only thing that's left now is to move it into the center. So G it along the y-axis, G it along the z-axis. Now what's the center? The center is that orange dot there. That's the object center. It moves with the object, but not in edit mode. Why does this matter? Because if you rotate it, it's going to rotate along the object center, and it's not just rotation. Wait a second. Oh yeah, take sharp edges on. Okay. I might as well apply this. Could apply it, yeah, but I'm not going to. Now I'm going to make the handle file, add mesh. What shall we use? Cube. Now, what I've done is I've brought up a lot of pictures of handles. So as you can see, there's no right. What the fuck? There's no right or wrong way of modelling a sword handle. I mean, searching Google Images shows you just how many different ones. You know, you've got your Katana there, and then you've got your whatever the fuck that is, fantasy swords. Yeah, these noticed well, on the fantasy swords you never actually use them in real life. I mean, like, you can tell the realistic swords from the fantasy ones pretty easily. That one's realistic, you know it's a fantasy sword because it's got a plastic, it's made out of plastic by the looks of it. And yeah, that's clearly made by someone who hasn't a clue about sword, but I'm not a sword nerd, so I wouldn't know. And just take a look, get some inspiration. So what I'm going to use is, well, I've already made the blade itself. What does it look like? Umbrella, that's cool. Kind of looks like that one. Sort of looks like that one. So I'm going to make that, because I didn't have a clue what sort of handle to make. And I'm going to have it open on, because I've got two screens here. If you get a new screen, new monitor, even if your old one's cracked, don't get rid of it. Pretty useful having two screens. So I'm just going to be modelling that. Okay. So have your picture next to you somewhere. I can't use it as a reference image, as a blueprint, because it doesn't have I can't use it as a blueprint because it doesn't, it's not a side view, it's not made as a blueprint, it's just a normal standard photograph from some dodgy angle, so not much use to us. As you can see, I am a dumbass. I forgot to remove the inner facing face before clipping it, and this is going to have massive implications later. What does it look like? Well, it's got it's got a ring on it. Let's make that ring. In fact, let's make this into a ring. So scale Z, scale it down. Now, sort of modelling I'm doing here is a weird kind of modelling to you. You've probably not seen it before. It's just how I do things. It's because I'm predominantly focused on games design. So when I make something, I can't use all the fancy, like, modifiers or stuff like that to make it look nice. I can't use subsurf. I could use subsurf on this, in fact I might add it later, but for now, just to get the shape in, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, it would be a lot easier to use to add a circle. That's probably what you'd do, but I'm doing it this way because you get a lot more control over it. Oops, edge mode. and whole thing, scale it on the X. Move out. This looks like crap. Scale it on the Y. 5, 7. Alt and right click on an edge is a really useful tool. Basically lets you select an edge loop. It won't work on end faces for some reason, so you can select that manually. Select. I'm in orthographic, just because it makes it easy to work. Okay, that's alright, I guess. Move those in. And what am I going to do? I'm going to scale this on the Y bit. There we go. Yeah, it looks like crap. Doesn't matter. We'll add for edge split modifiers and stuff later. Extrude, scale, Y. Y. See, that's how you make a circle properly without dodgy geometry. Okay. Select all these. Dum bum bum. Extrude, scale, Shift Z. I'll tell you to extrude, didn't I? Extrude, scale, Shift Z. That's going to scale into the middle. Implication the first of these. Scale to the middle of those. Scale it in Z. Scale it Shift Z out a bit. Just looking at what this looks like. And what else do I need to do? Oh yeah, extrude, move it down. Now I've got these ugly faces here. If we delete these, they won't be missed. Delete. Oops. Delete edges. There we go. Yes, this is quite possibly the crappiest sword hill ever. That doesn't matter. Scale it Shift Z. Move it in. Scale it out a bit just to accommodate that sword. Up there. And do this manually. Move that in a bit. Actually move it out a bit. And because it needs to cover the, what's it called again? It's called a tang. It's a funny word, that tang. There's gonna be someone watching this whose second name is Tang. And if you are, sorry, it's not actually a funny word. Extrude that out. And I just bring this picture up. Oops, Control numpad 3. Just bring this picture up that I was looking at. You'll notice that it's sort of, it tapers in and tapers out like a woman. It's also got that detail on it. You could go nuts modelling that, I'm not going to. Okay. Tab out. Extrude down, scale it in a bit. I've decided we are going to use a subsurf modifier on the handle. It might look like a penis, but it will be a bit nicer. I'm using 2 buttons here, E and S. Extrude, scale, extrude, scale. Move up. Z, 5, 3. Notice these. The end of it it's pretty abrupt. So scale this on Z. Move it up. Is that okay? No, it's not. It's really not. Pressing Alt, right click, and that's oops. I'm having to press it twice for some reason. I think it's because, see, there's a line in the middle. The implication in a second. This is what you get with a mirror modifier, but it's pretty easy to fix. Every time you extrude it downwards, if you don't delete the interface, of course. The easy way to stop that is to delete any sort of sideways facing edges in the first place, but then you're going to have to fill in the end by hand. And if you don't mind doing that, do that by all means. Okay, so that's that done. Let's see what this looks like. A penis. Does it look anything like this? No. Well, for a start, it's too round. So I'm going to select that. Scale X0, so it's flat on the X-axis, and I'm going to move it out. I'm going to shift select that, shift select that. I'm just moving these out. Shift select, Alt select that. Now it's sort of more squared off. I'm also going to smooth shade it. And I hate that hill. What did I do there? Seriously, what have I done here? Well, let's fix it. Okay. Scale that in. I've noticed it has a hole. It has a hole where these would be. Or is it where these would be? I'll scale that in. No. Extrude. Scale along VY. Scale that down a bit more. Oh, this geometry is disgusting. Extrude down. Yeah, this geometry is disgusting. Controls and controls and controls. I just leave it. Just leave it. Move that up. Move that all the way up. So we've got a bit of a lip on it. I'd be like doing this. Oops, Control R. Control R. Scale out. Control R. Scale out. Control R. Scale out. There we go. Okay, move that bit up. Now, a split modifier. Untick sharp edges, and that looks quite nice. That looks rather nice indeed. Oh, have I deleted you for some reason? No, I haven't. Just haven't moved you up. Poor thing. Okay. Also like that. Remember to keep your geometry clean. It's a bit rich coming from me, I know. This geometry is disgusting. But there we go. Now to make sort of leather bindings. That's going to be tricky. Now the way they're made in real life is someone takes a leather strip and they twist it, they wrap it round, twist it, wrap it around again. Sort of like a shoelace. This one isn't actually done. Actually, it's done quite nicely. How are we going to do that? We could do it the same way, or we could cheat. I think we should cheat. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to try and find a way of doing it. So I'm going to pause it there. Okay, so I figured out a way. If you want to get that sort of leather strap wound round it sort of look, what you want to do is you want to add yourself a surface mesh circle. You don't want it filled. Vertices, make that about 12. You don't want too many. Is this one up here, look? And then you want to scale it down, scale it way down. You want to scale it down on the y-axis. You want to rotate y90, and then get the side view, move it down here somewhere, wherever you want it to start. Okay, so now we're going to use two modifiers. We're going to use the screw modifier, and I'm going to set the object, the axis, to be cube.001, which would be a handle, and move it in a bit. Actually no, I'm going to leave it there. Get out of that view, move it so it's sort of, yeah, that'll do. Or will it? What you want to do is you want to change your offset to go up a bit, so you can see what you're doing. Okay. That's good, and now just put these up until you've covered the whole thing. Maybe not that much. That should do. Actually, you know what? Scale it on the side. Put more in. Now, you wouldn't do this if you were making this for the game engine. It's just too high poly. But if you're not, then it's fine. Totally fine. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to add a shrinkwrap modifier. Should be under deform. And now it's gonna hug it like a condom hugs a finger. Target cube.001. Keep above surface. Offset it a bit. Give it some subsurface. Don't worry if it's flat, because we're going to fix that soon. Just offset it a bit more. Okay, that should do. Keep above surface, what's that? Oh, it does that, okay. Move down. Aren't you annoying? Nearest, no. Nearest surface point, there we go. Turn it off, see what it looks like. Scale it a bit on the X. Just more round. Turn this back on. And it should be a little better. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Now we want to apply them. This order. Control Z, Control Z. Actually, apply that first. Always apply from the top down. Now what we're going to do is tab into edit mode. Going to click that. Going to alt click. Top vertex. Or top edge. I'm going to shift alt click the bottom edge. I'm going to Control E, and we're going to select loop inner region. Control I if you've selected the outer one, like I've done there. I'm going to scale, Shift Z, and you want to scale it all the way in. Scale it out maybe. Why not scale it all the way out? And A, scale, Shift Z. There. And that's it. That is genuinely it. Might want to scale it up a little. And you might also want to slide it up a bit. And add a Decimate Modifier. This will rebuild it. Make sure it's shade smooth. This basically rebuilds it. Set to 0.5. Apply, tab, see what it looks like. Oh, disgusting. Shade smooth. And add a subsurf modifier. See? That's how you get a wrap. Looks a lot more realistic. Now what you can do is you can go ahead and delete the inside, so I'm going to hit numpad/. Then do completely the wrong thing because I'm an idiot. What I tried to do was I tried to use brush select from top down view to select the inside, but that's stupid because what I found out I could do instead was press Ctrl A to select everything and then hit B from side view, orthographic side view. I'm in orthographic right now, And any second now, go into side view, you twat. Yeah, go into side view and use middle mouse and it deselects. Only works in non-wireframe mode though. And just go round, deselecting the outside. Make sure you do this in this mode now. In non-wireframe. So anything but wireframe. And there I've selected every single face on the inside. I can now hit delete. Delete faces, and it's really ugly, but we have less faces now. So we can tab out. Now we have our wrap. Put it back in to this mode. There we have it. A sword. Oh yeah. Share. Right click on that. Apply. Once you've definitely finished modelling it, so once you're absolutely sure you've done everything to it, then you can apply these modifiers. Don't apply it until you're sure you've finished, because if you do that, it's gonna be harder. It's gonna make things much harder, because that's the reason you have those modifiers, to make things easier for you. And if you do delete them, don't worry. Control R, scale that out. Scaling Y. There we go. I'm just going to turn subsurf off for this mode. And you just want to get this looking clean before you do anything. So scale it out, move it out, and it should look a little more clean. Okay, I'm happy with that, and I'll do materials in a different video. What I did here was I tried to join the meshes before applying the subsurf modifier, because I'm a fucking idiot. And what that means is that when I tried to I tried to put a modifier on to the subsurf later, so it looks nice, you know, like it does here. This is how I recovered it. Well, it's not how I recovered it. How I recovered it was I had to duplicate it, duplicate the sword, and along with the wrap. Then I press Ctrl L on the wrap, and then I press Ctrl I, delete the sword, so I only had the wrap left. Then went back to my original, and then I pressed Ctrl L on the wrap in edit mode, any vertex on the edge, and then I deleted that, so I had them as separate objects. And then now I'm at this point in which I pressed Ctrl Z until I got back to where I still had my modifier before I applied it. And this is what I had back in the video when I left off, well, when I stopped it, because I was just about to apply it, because I hadn't realised that it wasn't applied. So I'm about to apply it. Now, if I didn't apply it and I joined it, it would inherit the modifiers from the parent object, in this case the sword, and when I tried to put subsurf on that, this is what happened to it. So I'm gonna have to delete it, and that's because of the way that the edge split modifier works. You see, when you're editing it into us, it looks like the edges are joined, but the way it actually works is it treats edges that have got a sharp edge between them. It's as if they've been cut. It's like you get two pieces of paper and you've taped them together. They're separate edges, separate faces, I mean. Whereas if it's shaded smooth and it's treated as one object, and that's how it works. It's really efficient, it works really well. If you go into edit mode and try to move it, it will move properly. Only thing is, not multi-res, subsurf modifier doesn't see it like that. Looks pretty, doesn't it? This is cycles render. But yeah, it's a subsurf modifier. It's as if they're just like lone faces. What I'm doing here is I'm just showing you what it would look like rendered. It's quite nice, even if the first pass means resolutions like Minecraft. This is Blender 2.62, it comes with cycles. It's at the top there, under, well, where you find the option to change from game mode to render mode. Under there you'll have Yaff Array render and you'll have cycles render. And this is cycles. This is render mode. It's in your options for how you want to show your window. So you know, your wireframe, you got your textured, you got your solid, whatever. That's material. It's bullshit, really. It's a cycles only thing, but it's pretty much exactly the same as shaded, except it has, well, it's like shaded and more GLSL without textures. I don't know what it is. It's just bullshit. So yeah, see you in the next video.